Hello everyone, this is Dr. Song. Welcome to my YouTube video. Today we have our week 2, part 3 session. Week 2 will be a bit long because we have a lot of breakdown sessions. I don't want to hurry to fit the 3 months schedule like a university, but by this way, I can explain more details and you can learn in depth about the quantitative research method. So that is my objective. So let's see the summary of what we have done until now. So you saw the quantitative approach means that a researcher has an ontological, epistemological perspective in the positivism. That means that there is absolute truth in life. And then objectivism, value-free, means that the epistemological perspective is you don't want to measure with the like a subjective opinion of the researcher. The measurement should be applied to everybody is the same measure. So that is a value-free measurement. And then operationalization, I always find this is difficult to pronounce. So that means that is a very critical step. When you create the variables, you will think about how you can measure the phenomenon in the society. For instance, like self-esteem or the depression, etc. This complex concept. You will create a lot of different variables to measure those complex concepts. So that is the operationalization step. And then variables. Very simply, these are the questions in the one survey questionnaire. So each question becomes the one variable, and you have to think about that the type of a variable will be nominal. That means that each value has mutually exclusive, and then they are not compared to each other. That has their own value. And the ordinal means that you can rank them is a high, middle, or low, and then interval and the ratio variable, that is there are numbers. You can measure the things with the numbers. So we explained about that. And then these types of variables are very important because they will determine what kind of test analysis you can use. So for instance, two continuous variable, that means that interval ratio variables, you can use the correlation and the regression test. And the types of variables, that is the how they function in the analysis. So that independent and the dependent variables. So these are not the type of not the like a measurement, but they are the characteristic. What is their role in the analysis? So independent variable, that is a role that give the cause. I mean that causes something. That is that is a factor to make the one phenomenon, to make a one consequence. So that is the independent variable. So for instance, the better physical health that makes the low level of the depression. So in this case, physical health, the better physical health, so the physical health, that will be the independent variable because that will affect the level of depression. By the way, dependent variable will be the effect. So that is a consequence that is caused by the independent. So that is the outcome. So in this case here, depression is a dependent variable. And why? Because of the physical health, how they affect to the depression. So that will be the dependent variable. So dependent variable means that it's affected by something, and then that is in the, for instance, like frequency of the media use in Canada. So that will be the frequency of media use will be the dependent variable, and then you want to know about that. And then that is how they are affected by the factors. You can see that here in the right part that affect or to explain why that happened. That is by the region. So the regions in Canada can affect the frequency of the media use depending on the provinces. So that is the one research question you can imagine. Now we have another role in analysis that is a control variable. So control variable means that you will eliminate the one effect from the analysis, and then you want to see that the result of the outcomes. So the outcome is not affected by the control variable. So in this small the image, you can see that the independent variable will be the light. That is a yellow light and then the red light. And then a dependent variable is the plant height. So the height of a plant is affected by the light color. That is a yellow or the red. So for this, you have to control the other materials like water, soil, temperature, day and night time. That will be exactly the same, equally given to this one and then that one. Only the cause will be the light if they have the different height, of course. If they don't have any different height difference, then means that the independent variable is not affecting the height. So this is the first thing you can eliminate the effect of the control variable. So in this case, you eliminate the difference between the water, soil, temperature, and night, day and night time. So that is that you don't you control those things as an equal condition. Also, you can use the when you use the analysis of the like a correlation, you will do a partial correlation comment. That means that you will eliminate the control variable. So if there is a like a depression or the good like a better physical health, and then also like the maybe the income, yeah. So you want to see the this relationship, and then you want to eliminate the income just to want to know about the depression and then the physical health, and then you can find the result only between them. Another method is a hierarchical multiple regression. So this means that in this design of the study, you can put in the step by step your dependent variable. So you will know exactly the what independent variable affected the how much effect. So that is a hierarchical multiple regression. There is another way to use the control variable. And then when you should first verify if your control variable is affecting your dependent variable. For instance, I gave the example of the depression and then the good health and the income. You have to first proceed with the income affects the depression. So if there is no relationship between the income will not it cannot be used as a control variable. Control variable means that is a forcibly has an effect on the dependent variable, and then you want to eliminate that effect just to know with another variable. So you have to proceed with the first if the control variable is related to a dependent variable. And now we have a confound variable. So this one, researchers normally they don't think that these variables affect the outcomes. However, you can find the confound variables in the many different reasons, and then it can ruin your research. Because if you have so many confound variables, that means that your research design is not very strong. That is very weak. And then also you can convert the confound variable as a control variable to eliminate their effect, but that you have to design in your research. So the confound variables, in fact, it's better you put in the control variable category to test that. If not, you will just make the strong design, not to have the doubt about the confound variables. And a confounding variable is there's more explanation with this. Researchers believe they may influence the relationship between independent variable and the dependent variable. But why this kind of is coming? Because your study design is not very solid. So if you know exactly what you want to find, and then you have a lot of literature that support the relationship between the independent variable and dependent variable, in that case, your confounding variable will not be so much affecting the research. So that's why I'm saying that you have to strengthen your design. If not, if you still have the suspect about some variables they can affect, and then you will consider that as the control variable, and then you will run the analysis that allow to use that control variable. So now we have some quizzes to check your knowledge until now. So let's do this. So variable that is manipulated to see how it impacts the other variables. So that is an independent variable. And then this kind of the variable like psychology, communication, history, political science. So that what is the type of variable? So that is the nominal variable because each category is not it's impossible to compare. They are mutually exclusive, and then you cannot make an average. And then they are sufficient to each category with their own value. So that is nominal. And then this seems to be the Likert scale, but just to look at better, none. And then there is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is a kind of order. They have some degree. This is low, and then this is high. So in this case, you cannot make an average, but you can put in the category of the ranking. So this is ordinal variable. So this kind of variable, when you see, there are some degree of the high and the low, and you cannot make an average score, and then they are grouped with the 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. That is the ordinal variable. And then now this one, the not at all, and the somewhat, and the completely, they have the only one value or numerical value, and then you can make an average with them. So this is a interval variable because they don't have the zero value, so it's not a ratio, it's an interval. And then what is the level of measurement of the years of job? So you can measure the years of job with the 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. So they are the pure numbers. So this is what? This is interval variable. But also, if you have the 0 year, that can be the ratio. So it depends. If your participants that don't have any 0 years, that will be the interval variable. But if some people, they say that I didn't work anything, I didn't work any year, that is 0, and then it will be the ratio variable. Anyway, interval ratio, they are continuous variable. And then now you can see that to test this, researcher has one group students to browse Instagram, yeah, and then on their phone, and then they want to know about the stress level. So what is the independent variable? That is a browse Instagram. And then what is the independent variable? What is a dependent variable? That is a stress level. So reported stress. That is the outcome, and this is the cause. So I already said that the same, I think it's the same question. Browsing Instagram is an independent variable, and then the reported stress, that is a dependent variable. And now this one is a bit more complex. When you see the campaign for the transport, yeah, and then you want to know how many number of riders take the transit system, and then that campaign that was put before and after, you want to see the difference. Yeah. So in this case, what is the control variable? That is a time points, because before and the after, that is controlling the two different conditions. So that is the number time points. Yeah. So until here, I think we can stop here. Next session, I will talk about the reliability and the validity. But until today's session, I think you could get a kind of a good idea about what are the independent, dependent variable, and also the three different types of variable about the ordinal and the nominal and the interval ratio. So I hope this lecture could be helpful for your knowledge about the basic concept of the quantitative research. So I hope to see you next time, and then we can talk about the more details about the reliability and the validity next time. Thank you very much.